Welcome to the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff, Ryan McGuffey. That's me. We do it every day, 12:30, right here on the REKAP, here on YouTube. It's brought to you by our fine partners at Hooters. Go to originalhooters.com and find the location nearest you. And you know what? Maybe find a location not near you and go try a new Hooters and get that blueberry lemonade for the next 7 days or so, because it's $8. It's the drink of the month. It's fantastic. And I'm looking forward tomorrow to having some with you. What's up, everybody? It's Guff here. And I feel like we got a group. And finally, maybe I can admit that it's okay, because I put the question out there. It's the question that starts this show. Can you be in panic mode when your team is in first place? Because I feel like that's where a lot of people are. And I actually feel like maybe it's warranted. They do have a 3.5 game lead on the Brewers and the Cardinals, who took care of the Cubs handily last night, 8-2. Ben Brown was brutal again, 8 earned runs. Cap was furious at Craig Counsell. If you watch the recap, if you haven't, go back and watch it. He was all over Craig Counsell. He didn't understand. How many times, how many home runs do you have to allow? 4 before you yank the guy? Why are you letting him back in? Do you need depth? Are you trying to save your bullpen? This is where the Cubs are. And I know there are plenty of you in the chat, and we're going to get to the chat here in just a second, who are done with Ben Brown. You've been done with Ben Brown for a month, and I've kept saying, hang on, hang on, hang on. And I think what we're seeing here is the bridge of Colin Ray and Ben Brown and Matthew Boyd and even Cade Horton to an extent. The bridge to the trade deadline, they've given you everything they've got. They've given you everything they've got. And now, we talked about it yesterday, it's time for the organization to figure out how are you going to be able to keep at least a 3.5 game lead for the next month and get into the All-Star break. And who are you going to add? Because other teams are looking too. I said the Cubs should be on the phone yesterday. The Cubs should be on the phone with Chris Getz right now about acquiring Adrian Hauser. Right now. Is he a big ticket guy? No, he's not. Is he a veteran depth arm? 100%. And I think right now the Cubs need that. We go to the chat and the real Phil Simms. Phil, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. We'll get to tomorrow's appearance in just a second. Phil says no need to panic. Bottom line is take care of business. Step up to the front office, to Jed, to Carter, and Tommy Too Cheap. Eric, no need to panic just yet. Like the real Phil Simms said, take care of business, make some moves ASAP. Jed and Tom, let's make some moves and get this Cubs team better by the All-Star break. I think it's easier said than done, guys. I don't know how many teams out there are sitting there going, yeah, we're ready. Red flag moment. Here we go. And I think there are teams, I said yesterday, that are lying to themselves about who they are right now. I really do. I think there are teams out there who should be sellers. I think the Texas Rangers, I've been saying it for months, they should be sellers. They have the best rotation in the American League. They're 3 games under. They can't hit. I don't understand why. They scored 282 runs. To put that in perspective, the White Sox are horrific offensively, have scored 10 fewer runs than the Rangers. If I'm Texas, I'm listening on calls for Jacob deGrom. And if I'm Tom Ricketts and I see the rotation I have, and I know Justin Steele's out for the year, and I know he's coming back from Tommy John next year, which is going to take some time, I'm taking on that money. Nate Eovaldi. You got to get one of those 2 guys. Nathan Eovaldi, right now, make it happen. That's what I would be doing. Phil, this isn't a June swoon. I want to get into that too. I want to get into the June swoon discussion. I don't think it's a June swoon either. The Cubs right now, when you look at their record in June, they're 10-10. It's not a June swoon at all. They have a chance to be above 5. Look, the goal is no losing months. The Cubs have not had a losing month. They're 500. And it's felt like this. It's felt topsy-turvy. It's a good team. It's now time to be a great team. I think Phil's got the right approach right now. And here's Becky. If you were the Cubs, what would you do with Brown? AAA or send him to the pen? My initial thought, Becky, was, yeah, go to the pen. I don't know if they have the depth arms right now to send him to the pen. So part of me saying, go down to Des Moines, stay in the rotation, get right, and make sure everybody else is healthy. You might need him as an insurance policy right now. So part of me thinks I would lean AAA, even though I believe he's best suited for the bullpen. But I think maybe for the team, at least for the 4 to 6 weeks we're looking, he might be a better depth piece. So I'd go AAA. That 16 team stayed in first place all year, and they had ups and downs too. Of course, you bring up 16. Now, let's be honest, folks. You're talking about one of the great teams in the history of this city. Certainly in Cubs history. There's not many to choose from. They went 103 games. When you look at the 16 Cubs, they had a one losing month, believe it or not. When you look at June and July, talked about that June swoon. The Cubs in 16 were 28 and 26 over those 2 months. So they were doing this. But they had such a big lead. They were 12 games over in April, 8 games over in May. So they had bought themselves 20-game lead, or 20 games above 500, which is why the Cubs have done a great job of staying pat, staying good. They're 14 games over 500. Right now, that's better than the New York Yankees. It's better than the Houston Astros. So they're right there. If the Cubs put Brown in the pen, he doesn't need to go to AAA. I know, but I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted. Becky, you're right about 16. They had their ups and downs. We're in first place all season. Pump the brakes. A lot of baseball left to be played. I agree. I hope the Cubs or Cardinals and Brewers cool way off after the All-Star break. I would agree, Becky, but I think both those teams you're going to look at being slight buyers at the trade deadline, looking to add, like Adrian Hauser to the Brewers. They've already made a trade with the White Sox with Aaron Savali. They know the guy. That'd be interesting. July of 23, Becky says this team won like 8 to 9 in a row. And that's why they were buyers at the deadline and got Jeimer Candelario, who was DFA'd by the Cincinnati Reds. $50+ million. They're saying Amaya will be back by the All-Star break. That'll be a big get. The Cubs do miss Miguel Amaya's bat, but Reese McGuire's been a more than admirable fill-in. Reese McGuire's been actually way better than advertised. The 16 team only had 1 5-game losing streak and 2 4-game losing streak. I hate comparing teams. Like that team was trying to win the World Series from the start. They were coming off a NLCS berth. A lot different story here. This team hasn't won a playoff series in years, 8 years, 9 years. I saw that you wore the OKC colors yesterday on yesterday's show. I guess technically, Becky, I'm still wearing them. Dan's coming down with the Sox stink. 10-0 yesterday. Shane Smith has gone from all-star lock to, the last 2 starts have not been very good. 2 innings yesterday. Council's the worst manager. I'm not sure he's the worst manager, but I do think he's made questionable decisions. Thomas says, Ben Brown to the pen, please. They might get swept the rest of this month. Thomas, dude, come back in. I'm going to open the window. I want you to come back in from the ledge. Come on, man. We're not swept the rest of the month. Come on, man. The Cardinals are still right there for him. My guy, Jerry, be advised. The Vinny Capra fan club will be in full force tomorrow at Hooters, so we better watch out. Jerry and the crew with their Vinny Capra jerseys. Vinny Capra pitched again yesterday. I keep asking why he's on this team, and I wonder if it's for bullpen depth, because it certainly isn't for middle infield depth. It's brutal. Eric, what do you make of the Noah Syndergaard move by the Sox? Eric, my guy, good to see you. Yeah, the White Sox signed Noah Syndergaard today to a minor league deal. This just screams White Sox right now. Adrian Hauser, Aaron Savali, and it's pouring down rain. How about that? Didn't expect that. Pouring down rain here at the REKAP Studios. I like the move. It's a risk-free, all-reward ticket here. I don't expect Noah Syndergaard to be traded at the deadline. He's reporting to the White Sox spring training facility in Glendale before his next steps. He will be in the minor leagues. He will get stretched out. And then I think this is a smart move. I've been saying all year on the White Sox Recap podcast with Brian Anderson, I'm worried about, you look at Shane Smith. He had never pitched an inning at the big leagues prior to this year. Sean Burke, 19 career innings. You have guys outside of Jonathan Cannon, who's on the IL, who had never pitched 100 career innings in the big leagues, and you're expecting these guys to go out every 5th day. They need veteran depth. Martin Perez is coming back in the second half for the White Sox. I like this. It's a risk-free, all-reward sign for the White Sox. If it doesn't work out, you cut them loose. No big deal. Phil, the Cubs know what to do. Make the moves and become a serious World Series contender. Lip, Cub fans are not allowed to be in panic mode. They're in first place in the NL Central. Major League Baseball's 162 games panic button is allowed after the trade deadline. I couldn't agree more with what Lip Ripper is saying. Ben Brown leads the Cubs in strikeouts, but stunk last night, says Clyde. My Sox stunk yesterday, too. Might as well focus on the Bulls and Blackhawks draft. The NBA first round tomorrow night. Will be at Hooters for that. The NHL first round Friday in LA. There was a crazy-ass rumor yesterday that the Edmonton Oilers could move on from Connor McDavid and that the Blackhawks could be a destination. I mean, sounds like clickbait, but holy hell, you want to talk about flipping a franchise over? Get me in. I trade some of the young prospects in capital. Give me Connor McDavid with Connor Bedard. Holy crap, let's get going again. That's what I'm talking about. Jess, I've said before and I'll say it again. Where's she at? Spend money to earn money, Ricketts. Luxury tax is far away. Help your bullpen get some pitchers, but save those nickels. I guess I'm waiting for Godfather to come in and hammer down with Jess. The absence of Justin Steele coming back to haunt them. Good afternoon, Kyle. Happy Tuesday. Seeing some moves by the Blackhawks prior to the draft, acquiring Andre Burakovsky, letting go of Brody. Interested to see what else Kyle is up his sleeve prior to the draft. I just mentioned the Connor McDavid rumor. That I'm telling you, it feels like clickbait. Thanks, Ben Brown, for winning us the bet of the day. We did cash. It was nice to get ahead of the week. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Are you surprised the Cardinals are playing this well? Not anymore. I was surprised early in the year, but sometimes teams just take off. They figure each other out, and they play well together, and the Cardinals have done that all year. Santos says the Cubs should get rid of Ben Brown. This experiment should be over. Jess, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Got to spend. Oh, we just did that one. Jess Bird Dog. Jed has to make a move soon. The rotation's done about as good as it possibly could, but they're starting to crack. We need Shota and reinforcements ASAP. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Bird Dog. Shota returning to the mound on Thursday afternoon in St. Louis to face the Cardinals. That'll be a big deal for the Cubs. Kyle says Ben needs to be in Iowa to develop another pitch. Bullpen potential is there, but not as a starter. Can't get Eminaga and possibly Assad back soon enough. Definitely need to add a starting arm at this point. Where's Godfather? He's probably laughing his ass off right now. Haven't seen him yet. David, my early bet is Arch Manning at 7-1 to win the Heisman. All right, David, I like where your head's at, man. College football. Shay, welcome to the chat. Look at this. If you're going to come into the chat, come in heavy. And I have to move myself because it's almost covering me up. It's been the same movie the past 3 years with the offense. What happened to spraying the ball around the field, moving the line, stealing bags, hitting behind the runners? They were the best in baseball the first 2 months of doing these things. Starting pitching is in shambles. Bullpen's okay. They're being overused. We're a 500 team when it's all said and done. Don't really want to deplete the farm. We need too much to compete for a title. Wow, Shea is bottomed out here. Shea is bottomed out. I don't think that they're a 500 team. I think they're a team that's really, really good. And especially offensively, they have not done what you want to in June. But I'm pulling up June real quick. I know they've not been the same team in June, but I'm looking at total runs in the month of June. Team hitting. The Chicago Cubs ranked 23rd, to your point. They have not been very good collectively as a team. They're only hitting 233. But from a stolen base standpoint, the Chicago Cubs are third in all of baseball. There's only 3 teams with more than 90 stolen bases, and the Cubs are one of them. Shay, hang on. We need to go get some. We need to get some trades done. We need to go to Hooters. I said, hey, Phil, go make a call on both. Definitely, Nate. That's all. If you're going after Eovaldi and DeGrom, you're looking at roughly $150 million owed to those two. Both are mid-30s. I think you target one over the other. Eovaldi, you don't earn. It doesn't have as much money tied to him. He's got a great postseason career. That's where I would go for sure. You know where else? We're going for sure. We are definitely going. We're going tomorrow to Hooters. You guys have to join us. I know a lot of you will be joining us at Hooters tomorrow. Evening, 6:30, we're going to do a live stream during the Cubs game, Cubs and Cardinals at 6:45. We will stream from 6:30 until 7 at least. The NBA draft is going on tomorrow. We'll stay through the Bulls' first pick. All kinds of summer meal deals, all kinds of lunch specials. The lunch specials, $9.99 or less. Boneless wings, the OG wings, the blackened chicken Caesar salad, the original burger, and more. I keep talking about the tender tacos. I'll probably have them tomorrow, $9.99. The buffalo shrimp and fries, $11.99. You guys know I'll be definitely having a Big Daddy Mugger 3 tomorrow with you guys. The Kona Big Wave, the Summer Ale from Sam Adams, the Mango Cart, and, of course, the Beachbody Michelob Ultra, the drink of the month. I've been talking about it all month. The blueberry lemonade with the blueberry puree, the Bullet Bourbon, that's $8. We have the $6 cocktails all day, every day. We expect you guys out there tomorrow in full force. We're going to be talking Cubs, Cardinals. The White Sox have a day game finishing up their series with the Diamondbacks. We'll be there for the NBA draft. Who will the Bulls pick at 12? I don't expect a big splashy trade-up move from the Bulls. I just don't. Hopefully they get somebody that's modest-like that they can acquire at 12. And we see a year from now, like, holy hell, look at, they got a modest, they got X, and they have a young core moving forward, but I don't get all that riled up about it. OriginalHooters.com, 11 Chicagoland locations, order.hooters.com if you want to pick up or take out your order to go. It's going to be a blast. You guys got to join us out there tomorrow night. We're going to have a lot of fun. Hooters O'Hare, right there on Higgins, and let's make it happen. Terry, how much of what happened to Brown last night was poor execution versus poor game calling? His curveball is good when it breaks out of the zone. It gets hammered when he throws it for strikes. I think the poor game calling was maybe your manager leaving him in too long. Other than that, Ben Brown's just not been very good on the road. His ERA is north of 6 on the road this year. It's just north of 6 overall. It's not much better at home. Josh says, I'm looking at the panic button, but I'm not hitting it yet. But I'm looking at it, and I also might throw it against the wall. Kyle, who are you picking tomorrow if you're in AK's shoes for the Bulls? I'd take Murray, Bowles, or Newell as they look like they have the potential. Picking at 12 is a crapshoot, and as prospects, you never know. Kyle, I don't know. Honestly, I want him to pick a good player. I just worry about draft and develop because the team has not been very good at that. There's Godfather. I've been saying this since the winter meetings. Where you been, Guff? Owner sits and watches this lousy staff and doesn't put pressure on his president of baseball ops to make a deal. All I can say is if we're sitting here on July 31st and we're talking about the same people and there's not been a move made, there's going to have to be some kind of consequence I pay, because I've been saying for 2 months the Cubs are going to make some big deals. And if it doesn't happen, it looks like I'm going to have to owe you guys, because Godfather, you've been saying it for a long time. Hawaii profiles, new to the chat, at AAA, Brown still won't face proven major league hitters. But at this point, he doesn't appear to be able to face those type of hitters. I'll panic a few weeks after the All-Star game. Breaks can disrupt a team's rhythm and help to reset. Since it's rumored the Celtics are possibly blowing up that team, since they made a trade with Portland, should the Bulls inquire about their players? The problem is the Bulls just don't. I think the Bulls have to trade Vooch. I don't know. The Bulls just don't match up for a lot of teams, Phil. And with the way you have to trade money for money, it's complicated, etc. Clyde's going with Eric. If the Sox get 100 mile, I don't think 100 mile an hour Noah Syndergaard is still available. I think those days are done. He's not been very good since coming back from Tommy John a few years ago. Just like Favre towards the end of his career, I want Rodgers to retire and set off to the sunset. He said this is probably his final year. I am so sick of it, I don't care. I hope the Bears bury his ass when he's here in November playing for the Steelers. I have been a Aaron Rodgers fan over the course of his career. I've had zero problem with him dominating the Bears, because I think it's more about the Bears' lack of moving forward. Then I'm mad about Aaron Rodgers being really good. He's one of the best. I know he's annoying as hell. He's been the villain, but I think it'd be great to send him off into the sunset when he's here playing for the Steelers in November. Godfather, by the time Ricketts pays anyone, the Cubs will get the table scraps again. When Amaya comes back, says Santos, will the Cubs keep Reese or send him back? I'd like to see him stick around and go with 3 catchers. His bat's been better than Brujan and Birdie. The problem is he's just limited to catcher. That's a great question, Santos. I think a lot depends. They're talking about Amaya at the All-Star break, so you're right in the heart of the trade deadline. Usually when you have three valuable catchers, I mean, maybe Reese McGuire is part of a trade. I mean, that could happen. That could absolutely happen. You saw what the White Sox did by shipping Matt Thaiss out about a month ago. They have a catching issue too. They have Corey Lee. So teams with three catchers, there's about three of them in the entire game, and the Cubs right now are one of them, and so are the White Sox. Good problem to have. Swayze, what up, Guff? While they're in first, they aren't playing particularly well right now. I think the offense has had more than held up its end of the bargain, and lackluster pitching will drain you. Yeah, they're not holding up. But here's the thing. I've talked about we get so tunnel vision on the teams that we watch, and we don't really watch anybody else. We don't watch the Dodgers. We just get so locked in on what's going on in our own city. The Dodgers have been okay. The Dodgers are 12-9 this month. They're -6 in run differential. I bring up the Dodgers because I just want to let you guys know, like, other teams have issues too. You know, look at the San Diego Padres, 13-13 in May, 10-12 in June. Teams have issues, guys. The Cubs are just part of it. Landon, I'm back. Not raining in Lakeview at the moment. Is it raining? Now it's sunny again out here. Oh my God, Clyde. I've given you 3 comments. Would I rather have a Meyer or Capra? Is death an option? No, I'd rather have neither. Becky, they had the parade in Oklahoma City for the Thunder today. How many were there? Like 13,000? Oh, that was an unnecessary shot, Becky. Congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder. What's going on, Jim? I'll say something positive. Reinsdorf doesn't own the Cubs. We have the second worst baseball owner in the city. Let's get to something. We're giving a couple of pair tomorrow. We're giving a couple pair. By the way, we're giving the big pairs tomorrow. Reserve seats tomorrow to be handed out in person at at Hooters when we promote the NASCAR street race, the only street race on the NASCAR circuit. Probably the last time it's going to be here in this fine city, July 5th and 6th. What a weekend to do it. 4th of July weekend, the Xfinity Series on Saturday, NASCAR Cup Series on Sunday, the Zach Brown Band playing in Grant Park on Saturday. We got you covered. Our tickets carry over through the whole weekend. We have grounds passes. We have reserved seats, and we want you guys to win tickets. We'll give away a couple of pair tomorrow in person at Hooters. So we got a lot of stuff going on at Hooters tomorrow night, so make your plans to be there. Even if you could just stop in, have a quick drink and get out, or get some food and get out, we would love to see you. We're proud to partner with NASCAR this month. We mentioned the bet of the day earlier in the show. I got to get them. Where are they? Hang on, guys. There we go.
Have your glasses ready.
Hey, I'm running an animation. Hey, Cap, I ran an animation. No one even missed me. They didn't even know I was gone. The Aviators are back on. It's been a long time since I've comfortably worn them on a Tuesday. Thank you to Ben Brown for giving up home run after home run, because the Cubs and Cardinals went over the 9. It paid you plus money, and we hit the bet of the day. And I'm going back to, now this one's questionable. You're going to look at me and go, wait a minute. A lot of issues. See, Pablo? Appreciate you, Godfather. You are the man. I appreciate you. You know how much I love your sarcasm when you come in this show every single day. Yeah, Pablo, we finally got the Aviator. Oh, really? I took a swing at Becky and I lost. Oh boy, maybe she zapped my Xfinity account over here. All right, so the Diamondbacks had multiple players go down yesterday. Okay, multiple players left the game. Eugenio Suarez, Cubs killer, he left the game. He got hit by a pitch. Josh Naylor's been a White Sox killer. He left the game. I don't know if either will be in the lineup today. Corbin Carroll is going on the IL today with a fracture in his hand. And I'm still taking the team total of the Arizona Diamondbacks over 4.5 tonight, because Jordan Leisure gets the start for a bullpen game for the White Sox, and their bullpen is not very good. I'm taking a chance here. If you look at what the Diamondbacks have done lately from a run scoring standpoint, they've been really good, and they're in this midst of playing 9 straight games against the Rockies, the White Sox, and the Marlins. And when I look at the Arizona Diamondbacks in June, only the Tampa Bay Rays have scored more runs than the Arizona Diamondbacks, okay? Only the Tampa Bay Rays. And the Tampa Bay Rays have scored almost 30 more runs than your Chicago Cubs. I'm getting plus money in a bullpen game. I'm going Diamondbacks over the 4.5, trying to go 2-0 on the week and get this ship back on the road because that's where we belong. We got to turn this. We make a run here this week and get our record into June above, or at least 500. We'll be cooking with gas when we go to Hooters tomorrow night. Top Guff. Yeah, you guys like when I got the Aviators on. So do I, because my account likes it a lot more too. Lip always throws his bets out there. PCA over half of an RBI at plus 125. That dude's just a total base machine. Nolan Arenado to hit a home run at plus 525. Same game parlay of 13-1. Okay. Kyle, rumor has it Frondell's the top choice for San Jose at 2. If Chicago is the choice of Schaefer or Misa, I'll take either of them on Friday. Jess says expect to see Rogers scrambling in the backfield or making a dirt chair on the field due to a weak offensive line. And we know Jess, she's a big Steelers fan. So, Sean, will they trade for a bench bat because Birdie and Brujan stink? I could see it. I've been saying the Cubs need, and you look at Justin Turner, he's just not been productive. The Cubs bench really isn't very good. And so they need a starter. I think they still need a reliever. I think they need a bench bat, if not maybe one or two. You know, there's veterans out there that are a upgrade of over Birdie, Brujan, and even Justin Turner right now, who's making $6 million for the Cubs. And I know a lot of you guys are like, DFA Justin Turner. They like him in the clubhouse. Is it a reason to keep a guy? If you have a strong bench, yes. They don't have a strong bench right now. You see the bet of the day. We're going Arizona over 4.5. A bullpen day on the south side. Jordan Leisure and company have not been very good. Grant Taylor looks like a dude. I was happy to see him get his first career save the other day in Toronto. But you're giving me an opportunity. I know the Diamondbacks are banged up. I know their lineup's banged up. They put a 10 spot on the board last night. And I mentioned the guys who left the game. They left the game early. And the Diamondbacks were scoring early and scoring often. So we'll see what happens tonight on the south side. That puts a bow on this edition of the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey, for everybody here at the Recap. We want to see you tomorrow. Make your plans to be with us. I'm going to promote it again tomorrow. Call Hooters. Tell them you want to come for the Recap live stream at 6:30. Cap and I will be there. Katie will be there. We'll have fun. We'll stay through the Bulls' first round pick at number 12. Meet and greet. We'll high five. We'll have some food, some drinks, and we'll just have a recap Wednesday night to get us through the midway part of your week. So make your plans to join us tomorrow, 6:30. We'll be streaming till 7. Cubs, Cardinals at 6:45. The Bulls and the NBA draft start at 7. The White Sox wrap up their series against the Diamondbacks at 1 o'clock. I'm Ryan McGuffey. For everybody here, have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Reminder, originalhooters.com. Visit the 11 Chicago area locations. Find the one nearest you, or to hell with it all. Just come meet us tomorrow at Hooters O'Hare, originalhooters.com, order.hooters.com. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Over 4.5 for the Diamondbacks. Let's roll.